So, is everybody having fun? I'm going to try really hard not to wreck that. My name is Betsy Craig, and my topic is a funny thing happened on my way to dying. I'm going to take you through a journey in 5 minutes that was horrific to live through, but I did get to live through it. In 2003, at 38 years old, I got sick. I'd started to get sick, and nobody knew why. That's a list of all the little diseases they thought I might have. It was like playing bingo. And I call it Russian roulette with medications and tests and let's try this and gee, we haven't tried that on her. I'm very, very grateful for good health insurance. Thank you, Hewlett-Packard. But there is a double-edged sword to good health insurance. I lived for a long time in what I call the question mark. I spent years kind of wondering what was going on, waiting for a diagnosis, getting a lot of different suggestions, but nothing real. Nothing real. I was, up until that point, I'd been as healthy as I could be. And I love my house. Love, love, love my house. The truth is that it wasn't lupus. House always has lupus on his shelf. You ever watch House? I have a disease, a rare autoimmune disease called Scleroderma. I am here to share what Scleroderma is with you, to help educate you. Because when you meet somebody with Scleroderma, they don't look sick. I don't look sick today. I can assure you I have this disease. I have there's a number of different forms of it. The form I have is systemic scleroderma. It affects my skin and it affects inside my body and my organs. My hands got hard. I couldn't cut a bagel. I couldn't open a coffee cup. My husband had to button my pants. It was not a fun way to live at 42 years old or 43 years old. I went to the doctor and the doctor was not a lot of help. When they're looking down, shaking their head, no, it's not very empowering. You know, in more pain than I could possibly describe, hurting like just unbelievable, no answers in sight, and really wondering what to do. That's where I stood at the point. The doctor had said you have about 18 months to live, and everything I went on doctor internet told me the same thing, and that was awfully scary, so I had a choice. Put my head in the sand or stand up and fight. And I'm pretty much a fighter. I'm a back east kind of girl, I'll tell you. But it was really, really hard. I felt like my stuffing had come out of me. I really wanted to give up. I wanted to lay on the couch. I did lay on the couch. A big adventure for me was to get up and go weed the garden for 20 minutes. That would be an accomplishment in a day at 43 years old. Those two people in that slide you see there made possible for me to stand up and start fighting. And that's what I want to tell you about. That's absolutely what I want to tell you about. In 2006, I decided it was time to start roaring. I kept firing doctors. You're allowed to do that if they don't help. I found that out, especially if you have good insurance. And I fired one after another till I found one that was willing to give me chemo for 2.5 years. And oral chemo for 2.5 years gave me the use of my hands back. But they did something else. As soon as I started to feel better, I started to get busy. I got involved in the walk in Denver in Scleroderma. That guy is the one that I believe saved my life. He was my doctor at the time. He was who was willing to throw a bus at my disease. He was willing to walk me through it, and I'm so incredibly grateful for that man. He currently lives in California, but I will never, ever, ever forget that physician who was willing to go out on the limb. And that roaring spirit kept looking for the doctor, and that's the one I found. I got involved in an MS fundraiser. One of my best friends got diagnosed with MS. I went ahead and did a whole bunch of stuff with the walk down in Denver. I was very, very thrilled with that. The last 26 years of my life, I spent a lot of time being a big sister to other women in my life. I didn't stop that when I got sick. I found more women to help. I found more women to encourage. And they kept coming in droves. And I kept saying, bring it on. I got active in PTA. I got further active in PTA. I would do volunteer stuff at my daughter's school. I got involved in a community breakfast to help raise money for a family where the husband had been injured. I got involved in Ignite recently. I love being involved in Ignite. You guys, this is such a way to live, you know? You want to live out loud, get involved in Ignite. There's a lot of fun stuff that happens with Ignite. I also got involved with baking goods and sending them overseas to our troops. So what I want to tell you about, the really cool thing is getting up off that couch, taking that medicine and starting to function has made it so that I could do amazing things. I taught myself how to function all over again, how to make different provisions for how sick I was, and I started hiking. And that last slide, I'm going to end with this, but I'm going to end with two things. That last slide was me trying to hike a 14er. I got to 12.6. To me, that's my